Something is happening in the American car market that nobody predicted. For the first time in decades, loyal Toyota buyers, people who have owned nothing but Toyotas for 20, 30, sometimes 40 years, are walking into dealerships, test driving the RAV4 Hybrid, and then walking across the street to buy something else. Not because the Toyota broke, not because it stopped being reliable, but because the competition finally figured out what Toyota has been getting wrong for years. And 3 specific brands built vehicles that solve those problems so thoroughly that Toyota's legendary reputation is no longer enough to close the deal. I have been watching this trend build for the last 18 months. The data is now undeniable. Honda's CR-V hybrid sales surged past 400,000 units in 2024.
Subaru just claimed the #1 reliability ranking in Consumer Reports in 2024, dethroning Toyota for the first time. And Hyundai's Tucson hybrid is outselling the RAV4 in specific markets where interior technology and warranty coverage matter more than brand loyalty. These are not struggling brands getting lucky. These are engineering-driven companies that studied everything Toyota does right, identified everything Toyota does wrong, and built vehicles that exploit the gaps. But here is the part that makes this story genuinely fascinating. The reasons Americans are leaving Toyota are not the reasons you would expect. It is not about reliability. Toyota is still exceptional at reliability. It is not about fuel economy. The RAV4 hybrid still leads the segment, and it is not about price. Toyota's pricing is competitive. The reasons are deeply personal. They are about what the car feels like at 6 a.m. in traffic. They are about what the interior looks like after 3 years of daily use. They are about what happens when you floor it on a highway on-ramp and the engine screams at a fixed RPM like a blender with a marble in it. And they are about what the warranty covers when the vehicle hits year 4 and the complexity under the hood starts showing its age. Today I am showing you the 3 hybrid SUVs that Americans are choosing over Toyota in 2026. Not the 3 cheapest, not the 3 flashiest, the 3 that solve specific Toyota problems that Toyota refuses to fix. Stick with me, because the #1 replacement, the vehicle that is stealing the most Toyota loyalists, uses a technology so fundamentally different from Toyota's that it feels like a different era of automotive engineering. Let us get into it. Before I show you where they are going, you need to understand what is pushing them out the door. Because the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid 2026 is still an excellent vehicle. The planetary gear transmission has been running for 28 years without major failures. The resale value is the best in the segment. Consumer Reports ranks Toyota among the top 3 most reliable brands. None of that has changed. But 3 problems have reached a tipping point in 2026, where the competition's solutions are now so dramatically better that Toyota's strengths no longer compensate. Problem number 1, the blender noise. When you ask for full power in the RAV4 hybrid, the engine climbs to approximately 5,000 RPM and holds there. It does not shift because the planetary gear ECVT does not have gears to shift into. The engine just drones at a constant, unvarying pitch while the car slowly accelerates beneath it. Drivers call it the rubber band effect. And for a percentage of buyers, it is a deal breaker they do not discover until after they have signed the contract. Because no salesperson demonstrates full throttle acceleration during a test drive. I have talked to RAV4 owners who adapted within a week. I have talked to others who sold the vehicle within a year specifically because the engine noise made their daily commute unbearable. Toyota added more acoustic insulation for 2026. The fundamental behavior has not changed. Problem number 2, the interior gap. Toyota has always prioritized powertrain engineering over interior luxury. That strategy worked when nobody else was offering both. In 2026, 3 competitors are offering both. And the gap between the RAV4's hard plastics and rubberized knobs and the competition's soft-touch surfaces and curved digital displays is no longer a minor difference. It is a generational difference that makes the RAV4 feel like it belongs in a different decade. Problem number 3, the warranty disadvantage. Toyota offers 3 years, 36,000 miles on basic coverage, and 5 years, 60,000 on the powertrain. One competitor offers 10 years and 100,000 miles with a lifetime battery warranty. When you are financing a vehicle for 72 months, Toyota's warranty expires while you are still making payments. That realization is driving buyers to brands that cover the vehicle for the entire duration of the loan and beyond. These 3 problems, noise, interior quality, and warranty coverage, are the exit ramps. And 3 brands built on-ramps so compelling that Toyota loyalists are making a switch they never thought they would make.
Number 3. The vehicle that is converting Toyota buyers through a single document that no Toyota dealer can match. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid 2026. And the document is the warranty. Let me frame this the way the buyers frame it, because this is not a spec sheet argument. This is a financial decision that changes the ownership math for the next decade. A buyer walks into a Toyota dealership and learns that the RAV4 Hybrid's basic warranty covers 3 years or 36,000 miles. The powertrain warranty covers 5 years or 60,000 miles. The hybrid battery is covered for 8 years or 100,000 miles, extended to 10 years and 150,000 in some states. Then that buyer walks across the street to the Hyundai dealership and learns that the Tucson Hybrid's basic warranty covers 5 years or 60,000 miles.
The powertrain warranty covers 10 years or 100,000 miles, and the hybrid battery is now covered for the lifetime of the original owner. Lifetime, including the battery, the starter generator, and the power control unit. For a buyer financing at 72 months, the Toyota warranty expires in year 3, while they have 48 months of payments remaining. The Hyundai warranty covers the entire loan period and then 4 more years after the final payment. That is not a subtle difference. That is a fundamentally different ownership proposition that eliminates the financial anxiety of owning a complex hybrid powertrain. And the Hyundai does not just win on paper. The interior technology makes the switch feel like an upgrade. The Tucson Hybrid wraps you in dual 12.3-inch curved screens, soft touch materials on every surface, Harman Kardon premium audio, heated and ventilated seats, available ambient lighting that changes the mood of the cabin. For a vehicle starting at $33,000, the interior experience rivals luxury SUVs costing $15,000 more. Toyota's RAV4, at the same price, offers hard plastics on the lower door panels and a touchscreen that works but does not excite. Under the hood, the Tucson Hybrid uses a 1.6-litre turbo paired with a 6-speed automatic and an electric motor. Combined output of 232 horsepower and 271 pound-feet surpasses the RAV4's 226 to 236. The 6-speed shifts real gears, no rubber band drone, no blender noise. You press the accelerator, the car downshifts, the engine note rises with the speed. It feels natural, it feels intuitive. For drivers who were driven crazy by the RAV4's engine behavior, the Tucson's conventional transmission is a revelation. Now, I have to be completely honest about the trade-offs, because switching brands should be an informed decision, not an emotional one. The turbo demands disciplined oil changes, every 5,000 miles with full synthetic. Do not stretch it. Premium fuel is recommended, adding roughly $240 per year over regular. Resale value trails Toyota by 11 percentage points at the 5-year mark. On a $40,000 vehicle, that is $4,400 less in your pocket at trade-in. And Hyundai's J.D. Power dependability scores still trail Toyota's, though the gap has narrowed meaningfully. The math? If you plan to keep the vehicle for 8 to 10 years, the warranty absorbs the mechanical risk, and the depreciation matters less. The Tucson makes financial sense for the long-term owner who values technology and peace of mind. If you trade every 3 to 5 years, Toyota's resale advantage wins the math, and the Tucson becomes the more expensive choice despite the lower sticker price. But for the Toyota loyalist who sat in the RAV4 and thought this interior feels like 2018, who merged onto the highway and thought, why does my engine sound like a blender, and who read the warranty document and thought, why does this expire before my loan does, the Hyundai Tucson Hybrid 2026 is the answer to every question Toyota refused to address, and that is why it is number 3 on this list.
Number 2. The vehicle that is converting a specific and very passionate group of Toyota owners. The ones who bought the RAV4 because they believed the all-wheel drive badge meant something. And then they drove through a real winter and discovered it did not mean what they thought. The Subaru Forester Hybrid 2026. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid uses an electric motor on the rear axle to provide on-demand all-wheel drive. There is no physical connection between the front and rear wheels, no drive shaft, no transfer case. The system is lightweight and efficient, and for 80% of driving conditions, light rain, wet roads, moderate snow, it works perfectly well. But there is a gap between working well in moderate conditions and working decisively in difficult ones. And that gap is where Toyota owners discover the difference between marketing and engineering.
The Subaru Forester Hybrid 2026 uses symmetrical all-wheel drive with a mechanical center differential. All 4 wheels are connected to the drivetrain at all times through physical gears and shafts. Power is distributed constantly. There is no sensor waiting to detect slip. There is no electric motor spooling up after the front wheels have already started spinning. The grip is there before you need it. Always. Everywhere. I talk to mechanics in northern states regularly. Vermont, Minnesota, Montana, Colorado. The consistent feedback is that RAV4 owners who switch to Subaru after their first serious winter never go back. The difference is not measurable in horsepower or torque. It is measurable in the moment between the front wheels starting to spin and the rear wheels engaging. In the Toyota, there is a moment, brief, maybe half a second, but present. In the Subaru, there is no moment, the power is already there, and here is what makes the 2026 Forester a game changer specifically for Toyota loyalists. Subaru partnered with Toyota to integrate Toyota-sourced hybrid technology into the Forester platform. The same planetary gear system, the same proven architecture, the same 28 years of reliability data, but wrapped in a Subaru body with Subaru's mechanical all-wheel drive system. For the Toyota owner, this means you are not giving up Toyota's hybrid reliability. You are keeping it. You are just getting it inside a vehicle that does all-wheel drive the way all-wheel drive is supposed to work. Toyota's heart, Subaru's body, the best of both worlds. The Forester earned the IHS Top Safety Pick Plus for the 10th time. The outward visibility is the best of any compact SUV. Tall windows, thin pillars, you can see everything around you. For drivers in snowy, foggy, or heavily forested environments, this visibility advantage is not a luxury. It is a safety feature that changes how confidently you drive in bad conditions. Subaru was ranked the #1 most reliable brand by Consumer Reports in 2024, beating Toyota. In 2026, they ranked second. The Crosstrek was the third most reliable vehicle overall. These are not niche vehicles with small sample sizes. These are mass-market SUVs with hundreds of thousands of data points confirming exceptional reliability. The trade-offs. Fuel economy is approximately 33 to 35 miles per gallon combined, behind the RAV4 hybrid's estimated 44. That is a meaningful gap. The interior is functional but does not match the technology of Hyundai or the space of Honda. The infotainment system is adequate but not exciting, starting at $36,500 for the hybrid. For the Toyota owner who bought the RAV4 believing the AWD badge meant winter capability, drove through their first serious storm and felt the half-second delay that should not exist in a vehicle marketed as all-wheel drive, and then sat inside a Forester hybrid and felt what real mechanical grip does in those same conditions. The switch is not emotional, it is logical, and it is permanent. That is why the Subaru Forester Hybrid 2026 is #2 on this list.
And #1, the hybrid SUV that is stealing more Toyota loyalists than any other vehicle in America in 2026. The Honda CR-V Hybrid 2026. And it is winning because it solved the one problem that Toyota cannot solve without abandoning its own engineering philosophy: the noise. Let me take you inside the experience that converts Toyota owners, because it is not a spec sheet argument. It is a sensory one. You are a RAV4 hybrid owner. You have driven Toyota for 15 years. You love the reliability. You trust the brand. But every single morning, when you merge onto the highway and press the accelerator, the engine climbs to 5,000 revolutions per minute and holds there, droning, howling, at a constant pitch that does not match the speed of the car. You turn up the radio. It does not help because the frequency of the drone cuts through everything. After 3 years, that sound has become the soundtrack of your commute.
And you have started to wonder if there is something better. And then your neighbor buys a CR-V hybrid. You ride with them to lunch. They pull onto the same highway. They press the same accelerator. And the cabin is silent. Not quiet. Silent. The gasoline engine is not connected to the wheels. It is sitting there generating electricity at its most efficient RPM, barely audible behind Honda's sound insulation. The electric motors are doing the work. 247 pound-feet of instant torque pushing you forward with no drone, no rubber band effect, no blender noise, just smooth, immediate, electric acceleration. That is the moment. That is the 30 seconds of driving experience that converts a lifetime Toyota owner into a Honda buyer. Not a spec sheet, not a review. 30 seconds of silence where there used to be noise. The Honda CR-V Hybrid 2026 uses 2 electric motors with no traditional transmission. The gas engine acts as a generator in city driving. The electric motors drive the wheels directly. There are no gears between the motor and the road, no CVT belt, no planetary gear set in the primary drive path. Direct drive. The simplicity of this system is its greatest strength. No transmission means no transmission failure. The single most expensive and most common repair in hybrid SUVs does not exist in the CR-V Hybrid because Honda eliminated the component entirely. Fuel economy is EPA rated at 43 city and 36 highway for front-wheel drive. Consumer Reports measured 35 miles per gallon overall. That city number of 43 is where Honda dominates because the 2-motor system recaptures energy with extraordinary efficiency in stop-and-go traffic. For the American commuter who spends 80% of their driving time under 45 miles per hour, the CR-V Hybrid is mechanically optimized for the exact conditions they actually face every day. Interior space is where Honda delivers the knockout punch. Over 36 cubic feet of cargo behind the rear seats, nearly 76 with them folded. Best rear legroom in the class. The Honda's cabin feels noticeably larger than the RAV4 the moment you sit in the back seat. For families, this is not abstract. It is the difference between comfortable and cramped on a 4-hour drive to the grandparents. Honda's 9-inch touchscreen with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto is clean and responsive. Honda Sensing safety tech is standard across the lineup, with blind spot monitoring on all 2026 hybrid trims. The interior design is modern and well assembled, with materials that feel appropriate for the price. Now the trade-offs, because every vehicle has them, and pretending otherwise insults your intelligence. The direct injection system has a documented carbon buildup pattern. Budget for a cleaning at 65,000 miles. The spare tire is missing on many trims. Verify before you sign. Highway fuel economy drops to 34, because the 2 Motor City Advantage disappears above 50 miles per hour, and resale value trails the RAV4 by 5 to 8 percentage points at the 3-year mark. Over 5 years, that gap translates to thousands of real dollars. But here is why the CR-V Hybrid is number 1 on this list. The Toyota owners who switch do not switch because they read a comparison chart. They switch because they experience the silence. They felt the smoothness. They sat in the back seat and had legroom they did not have before. And they realized that the reliability they loved about Toyota exists in Honda too, just wrapped in a package that is more refined, more spacious, and fundamentally quieter in the driving conditions where they spend most of their life, starting at $32,315. The Honda CR-V Hybrid 2026 is not stealing Toyota customers through marketing. It is stealing them through experience. And experience once felt cannot be unfelt. That is why it is number 1. And that is why Toyota should be worried.
So, 3 hybrid SUVs that are pulling Americans away from the most trusted car brand in the country. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid 2026 at number 3, converting buyers who want warranty coverage that lasts longer than their loan, interior technology that feels like 2026 instead of 2018, and a driving experience that does not include a Blender soundtrack. The Subaru Forester Hybrid 2026 at number 2, converting buyers who discovered that Toyota's electric rear motor is not the same as Subaru's mechanical all-wheel drive when the roads get genuinely difficult. And the Honda CR-V Hybrid 2026 at number 1, converting buyers through 30 seconds of silent acceleration that makes the RAV4's engine drone feel like a relic from a previous generation. Now, should Toyota be scared? Here is my honest answer. In the short term, no.
Toyota's resale value advantage is still the strongest in the segment. The planetary gear system is still the most proven hybrid architecture on Earth, and the RAV4 Hybrid's total cost of ownership over 10 years is still lower than all 3 competitors when you factor depreciation into the math. But in the medium term, yes. Because the reasons people are leaving are not about numbers, they are about feelings. The feeling of silence instead of noise. The feeling of quality materials instead of hard plastic. The feeling of being covered by a warranty instead of exposed by its expiration. And feelings, once a customer experiences them elsewhere, are almost impossible to win back with a spreadsheet. Toyota has the engineering to fix every one of these problems. They proved it with the Lexus NX 350h, which solves the noise, the interior quality, and the driving refinement using the exact same platform as the RAV4. But they chose to charge $14,000 more for those solutions instead of integrating them into the RAV4 itself. That strategic decision is the crack in the armor, and Honda, Subaru, and Hyundai are driving straight through it. Now I need your data. If you switched from Toyota to Honda, Subaru, or Hyundai in the last 2 years, I want to hear your story. What was the final straw? What moment made you walk away from a brand you trusted? And if you are a Toyota loyalist who test drove these 3 and still chose the RAV4, I want to hear why. What kept you? Drop your story, your model, and your mileage in the comments below. Because the next video is going to be built on your real experiences, and I am investigating something that could accelerate this trend dramatically. Honda just announced 15 next-generation hybrid models, with 30% lower production costs and 10% better fuel economy. If Honda can close the resale value gap, the last remaining advantage Toyota holds over the CR-V Hybrid disappears. I am tracking the production timeline, and what I am finding suggests it is happening faster than Honda originally announced. Subscribe so you do not miss that video. I will see you in the next one.